So we have a sinusoidal graph. We don't know right now if it's sine or cosine, but all sinusoidal graphs have a midline, an amplitude, and a period. Now the midline is the line in the middle of it, but it's a horizontal line in the middle of it. So if you kind of look at this carefully, I hope you can see there's a horizontal line right there through the middle of it. That horizontal line is the equation y equals -1. And that is your middle line, your midline. So our midline is y equals -1. Next, your amplitude. Now, amplitude, if you think about amplitude, well, if you think about music, amplitude is kind of like it amps up the music, makes it bigger, makes it a bigger wave, bigger sound. Or if you if you guys take a Red Bull or something, you're amping yourself up, you're increasing your energy. So can you see from the midline, can you see how high it is? It's called your amplitude. You're increasing its vertical stretch. So our amplitude here is how high you went or how low you went. Is it the same? From the midline, is it the same up and down? See how it's the same? And what you'll see here is, what did we go up? We went up to and we went down to. So what you can see here is your amplitude is 2, because from the midline you're going up to, down to, up to, down to, in a very cyclical, periodic manner. Now the last piece is called your period. Now a period is just like school, you have periods. Don't you start a period, end a period, repeat? In class, don't you do something and then repeat, do it in another class? Same thing, repeat, repeat. In hockey, they have periods because you do a certain thing and you repeat it again 3 times during a game. So that's what these are. We want the period, the repeating cycle. So what we got here is, well, if I want a repeating cycle, well, watch this. If I started here, don't we repeat right there? Can you see if I kind of went across right there? If I went across from there, boom, 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 wouldn't that be one cycle? From there, don't you repeat over and over again? So what is the width of that cycle? It is 2. So every 2 units of x, you are going to repeat the graph. The period repeats. So the period is your horizontal stretch. How much the stretch side to side of how long before it repeats itself. Just like I just repeated myself. So for this particular graph, I want to find the midline, amplitude, period. So the midline, again, is the line through the middle of it. A little bit harder to see here, so I'm going to do a little computation. Can you tell the highest here is 5, and the lowest is -1? So if you want the middle of 5 and -1, watch this. Could you take 5 plus -1 and average it? Isn't average mean middle? When you do that, don't you get 4 divided by 2, which is 2? So guess what? Your midline is 2. And watch what happens. At 2, do you see the middle of your graph? Kind of nice. If you average the high and lows, you'll get the middle, and that's your midline. Next, I want to find the amplitude. Well, amplitude is how high or low it goes from the midline. So find any spot from the midline, go up and down, count how far that is, and you will see for this particular problem, you're going up 3 and you're going down 3, so your amplitude is 3. And lastly, your period. Well, let's just say we start here. Some people want to say your period stops here, but no. Doesn't it go down and back? That's where your period ends. Okay, one cycle would look like that. Or start here. One cycle looks like that. It's wherever you start and you end, and the whole graph has been made, and then it repeats. So this right here is your period. And for this one, it is that value. Because you're going from 0 to 2 pi over 3, so the period for this one is 2 pi divided by 3. Because from here to here, 0 to that would be the length of one cycle.